Alright guys, we are back. First off, sorry for the ads at the end of last game, because I foolishly assumed that if you set 3 minute stream delay on Twitch and then you play ads, that the ads would also be delayed by 3 minutes accordingly, so it could actually broadcast like a normal being. I'm used to that from Hitbox, but apparently Twitch works differently, so sorry about that. I'm gonna account for that for the next ad break. But as it stands, we're in game number 2 here between VP.G Gaming Potential and EHOME.Keen. My name is Dragon Drop. Happy to bring you this one, and also happy to still be joined by the one and only Skim Gaming. I just blame you for the ad thing, by the way.
Yeah, sure,
Hashtag blame
it's
Skim.
fine. I'm used to it. I'm used to it. Interesting draft so far. I mean, I don't think we really need to talk much about last game. I think it was a pretty open and shut case. So VG and Potential just owned them in the landing stage. I think they outsmarted them in every way possible. But even that makes it even more interesting that VG and Potential would then choose to, I wouldn't call it disrespect, but they banned the Centaur instead and then let the Abaddon through, and giving EHOME the Abaddon, even though I think Abaddon is one of the most sought after heroes right now in China.
Yeah. Sorry, I was still catching up to
no, don't
with
worry,
all the
don't worry
Fallout.
about it. I just wonder if this is coming off of, we just won, let's just have the let them just have it, or if they genuinely think Centaur, maybe depending on what they want to do, is a bigger threat. And looking at the Warlock, I guess maybe it is, because Centaur is quite the counter to Warlock's ultimate. Just the escape button is quite good against the upheaval, for example. So
yeah,
in that regard, I do think I'll take everything back, basically.
well, definitely gonna see the CM again. I really like
It's a great hero.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like it fits into a number of drafts as well, and it makes the entire laning stage so much better. And as we saw last game, laning stage can be quite important to your success here if you don't draft a lineup that can actually deal with being behind. So we'll see whether the EHOME.K can throw something together with that. Abaddon actually one of these heroes that can really benefit from that from Arcane Aura that you mentioned, as you mentioned last game.
Putka.
Just with the Euphoric Shield spam. Speaking of heroes that are fun to watch, that is Pudge making an appearance.
And yeah, in general, I think EHOME will be looking to just draft lineups that aren't as dependent on the laning stage as the last lineup. Like the last lineup was definitely dependent on a good laning stage.
Oh yeah. 5 seconds remaining. So Slaughter, Warlock, Pudge. Do you think that they're gonna focus on this early mid game again? Because Pudge is again one of these roamers that can make a lot happen early on.
Yeah, I think Pudge and Slaughter usually do tell you that this will, like Warlock in general, is a hero that tells you they want a solid laning stage, right? They want really good lanes. They want to create a lot of chaos, I think, in the early game as well with Slaughter and Pudge. And then you kind of have to play in the mid game. You kind of have to because Pudge, I mean, I guess Pudge does transition sort of well into the late game because meat hook is pure damage, but still, I do think that you want to focus on the mid game. But I mean, you could go for a more well-rounded lineup. You could still go back for the for the Shadow Fiend, who does well in the mid game, but also transitions well into the late game. So I think I mean, their lineup last game was pretty good. They were really well rounded. They had solid lanes. They had a really strong mid game, but they also could have taken it late.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Shadow Fiend Jugger, they can do a whole lot of damage if they really want to. So still looking for a carry now. Jug has been banned, so I'm not gonna see that again. Invoker actually making an appearance for now, so that's actually saving the carry pick for last, perhaps.
Yeah,
unless it's a
sure.
Course Ladder, but I don't think that's not common at all.
It's not common, and you don't really want it. Even though that we see a lot of Slaughter these days, or especially since we see a lot of Slaughter these days, it just doesn't make sense to run him as a carry anymore. Especially now in the meta with the new patch 7.03, it kind of nerfed him in a way that makes it even more difficult to play him as a carry, I think. So in that regard, just play him as a casual 3-4 position, probably 3 position now that we have Warlock and Pudge.
Yep. I mean, there are some arguments we made for Slaughter 1 position, but they're just being eclipsed by all the other arguments for running him as 3 or 4. It's because, like, the difference or just the efficiency, that's what it comes down to, really. You get more out of a Slaughter 3 position than you would get out of a Slaughter 1 position compared to the resources that you put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I actually like this position that EHOME is in right now. The first three picks were really good in my opinion because the first three picks basically don't tell you anything about EHOME's lineup. I guess they do tell you about, Abaddon is probably going to be core in Crystal Thanking of support, but that's pretty much it. And then they just pull out an Ember Spirit, and this changes the dynamic a lot. The EHOME.Keen has full decision making here. Like they can still dictate the pace of this game by just what kind of last pick they have. Whereas the Gaming Potentials lineup, like we discussed, they already sort of set the pace, or they already gave us the idea that, oh hey guys, we're gonna have a pretty active mid game. We're gonna have a
Yep.
Slaughter roaming around that sets up for like Sunstrike kills, for example. We have a Pudge that's going to try and disrupt you. But for EHOME.Keen, we don't know what they want to do. They could still even go for like a 5-man pushing lineup if they wanted to. If they
Oh
pick
yeah,
the right hero, they could still go for that, right?
absolutely. In both of them still have yet to pick the carry hero, but EHOME.Keen's carry has a much higher impact on the game, or at least the potential for a lot higher impact than VP.G Gaming's carry would have based on the rest of the picks. So I don't know. Who do you think is actually left in the pool for this kind
I
of
mean,
thing, especially with the
hey,
Weaver now banned out too?
technically they could even still run the Abaddon as position one, which isn't even. I think that is much more viable than Slaughter position one
Yeah,
these days, just because a Slasher. Thanks Slasher for that great build that
god damn
you
it.
pushed out to pub. To be fair, Radiance on Abaddon is nothing new necessarily, but it is something that a lot of people started picking up these days, and I do think that position one Abaddon could be good here. It will be incredibly difficult for them to kill him, and he can deal out a lot of damage.
What if they go back for maybe something like a Luna? I haven't seen that hero in a while, especially in Chinese Dota.
Nah. Luna is just too weak in general right now. She got nerfed way too hard with the night vision changes. Makes her laning stage much weaker, especially if there's a punch on the opposing team. You want a hero that can play more safe. If Slark was available, I think Slark would be a great hero right now. Just generally a hero that could be self-sufficient a little bit because you want to be more active on the offlane with the Sun King and the Crystal Maiden. I think you want a hero that can be probably left to his own devices, or I guess has kill potential themselves. So what
Yeah,
they could do is go for an aggressive trolling themselves right now as well. They could then leave the Abaddon by himself in the safe lane, for example.
I think Phantom Assassin is the best hero that's left. It's ticking a lot of these boxes. Like, could use a little bit of help early on, but at some point you
She's
can be very self-sufficient in lane, especially with the Arcane Aura. You just can't spam dagger on cooldown from like minute 2 or 3.
what I don't like about the Phantom Assassin here is that she's really squishy in the sense that
Yeah,
if Vici can potential pick up a carry that has any sort of burst potential, they're not going to run a safe lane SF. But imagine if they could still pick an SF viably, SF would absolutely wreck Phantom Assassin. In like one stun, he bursts her down immediately.
know what
In
hero
that
I'd like to
sense, I don't
see?
like DPA.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to see?
What?
Silencer. Silencer core for VG Gaming right now.
It wouldn't even be that bad,
Yeah,
honestly. The silence. I mean, obviously the global is pretty good here, but the insteal could be huge.
yeah.
If
Global,
you
the
steal enough int
instill,
from
yeah.
Ember Spirit, that is actually huge.
You do have a lot of magical bursts to throw out towards the PA. You're gonna build a
The
Hurricane
issue
Pike to
is the
just
yeah. You really don't want to pick up an MKB though on
yeah.
silencer. So in that so I don't think you want to go for a silencer here.
I don't know. I think Invoker could be offsetting that enough.
Maybe, yeah. But
I
you
don't
don't want to
think.
rely only on the invoker in that regard.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think if you
Either
reach
that
again,
or
potentially you either go for a hero that can pick up a Silver's Edge or maybe like a Bloodthorn. They could go for something. They could even go for something like a Bristleback if they wanted to, like a
yeah.
really tanky core that just stands on the front lines and doesn't get killed as easily. I think if they want to, I think I don't think they could contest the aggressive Trillion as well. Just Warlock and Pudge aren't that great together, so I think you may want to hear that just really defensive.
What do you think about Morphling, actually?
Yeah, Morphling could well. Oh no, never mind.
Okay.
Legion Commander. Legion Commander is also great though here. I think.
Yeah.
If you look at all these targets right now, I'm trying to think. Yep, great targets. PA maybe not so much, but well, like we said before, other heroes obviously can burst it down, right?
Well, you don't want to dual PA, you don't want to dual Abaddon. Everyone else, though, especially the Ember Spirit,
It's a
who really
great
relies
duel.
on this mobility to just stay alive and do things and just not feed. Period. Duel is an extremely useful tool to try and deal with them, lock them down, and get the easy kills. And there's some defensive potential with the Abaddon shield and stuff like that, but nothing like a Shallow Grave or something, or even Oracle False Promise that really turns things around, makes you lose duels.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, for those of you watching that don't know these teams too well, just to put some perspective into it, VP.G Gaming Potential almost made it to the playoffs of the Kiev Major qualifiers. They were in a tiebreaker with IG Vitality and LGD Gaming. EHOME.Keen as a team is they're one of these teams that can always like take a game off of another team and then just randomly they randomly win against a top team like Wings, for example, or like LGD or whatever, and then they probably never really win a best of 3, but since this is a best of 2 or 2 best of 1s, I should say, I think there's a really good potential, or there's potential here for EHOME.Keen to just tie the series, because I think they're both on an equal level. I would generally rather say VP Potential is the better team here, but EHOME.Keen, again, they're one of these teams that can always cause an upset. I say upset, but winning one game in a best of 2 is not that big of an upset, I guess.
I mean, just looking at the standings, there's not a whole lot that you can actually see in terms of differences between the teams. The only difference is that EHOME.Keen's got a couple of more matches under the belt, so they've got more points as well as a result of that.
Again, the points that they did get were against notable teams as well, right?
Yeah, that's true.
LGD, for example. But again, these are two best ones, so again, this has to be some perspective. I think if the Kiev Major qualifier have proved anything, it's that China teams aren't really that great in best of ones, or the top teams in China aren't that great in best of ones, because most of them. I mean, IG Vitality almost didn't make the playoffs because they're just not that great in best of ones. But I think IG Vitality is probably the best team right now in China, like next to Newbie and VP.G.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember that gauntlet they had to run. This tiebreaker stuff in the end. It could have turned out even much
casting
longer.
We're casting like the games leading up to the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Oh, that
we
was
know
a
the
great
struggles.
tournament. Oh man, a lot of exciting stuff here. DPL at this point, maybe not so much. There's still plenty of matches left to be played, but it's a lot of money on the line in the end. I believe the top 6 will get to playoffs, so half of the bracket.
It's a fun little format. They also have LAN finals, which is pretty cool. The way they pull off these LAN finals is pretty nice, and they were pretty open to suggestions in terms of how they should run the tournament, like formats and stuff. They usually take suggestions from players and from fans even. So this is a pretty cool tournament. Check out Mars TV, Mars Media on Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. A pretty good bunch of people.
Oh, DXM top lane. So I like these lanes from EHOME.Keen much more. Like the Abaddon Sand King is a really strong lane that VP Game Potential can basically not contest at all, and that's why I like the idea of going for the Legion Commander, because she is a bit self-sufficient. I'm not even sure if Morphling would have done it because he doesn't have native region, right?
Yep. Well, DXM might be self-sufficient, but he really wants a couple of extra levels before he can really stand in lane and gets actual CS out of it and stay alive. And until then, this Abaddon tanking could be a bit of an issue for him to deal with. But now they'll turn it around on Dark. He's on level 1 here. That Euphoric Shield will die. Now he's trying to TP out. That'll be cancelled with a hook, and the first blood will actually go the way of VGP after all. Was Sanking unable to help, even if he will stay. Didn't have enough mana for another bow strike.
Yeah, they just didn't play that well. They invested a lot of health and mana already early. Because they wanted to harass DXM a lot, and then they just didn't have anything left. So Sanking actually went back for a little bit, and then Abaddon just overstayed his welcome. I also don't think that they expected the Pudge to be level 2 already, because it's just a support. But he actually leached XP from the pull that EHOME.Keen themselves did. So shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
Yeah. It's quite devastating. Because these level 2s, especially in this particular lane, so important, especially for the Sanking, just starting with the Courts of Canale. Starting that harassment, just adding so much more pressure on the exam. As it stands now with this kill, that lane has been salvaged. Now Pudge looking to try and do a similar thing in mid, perhaps, as another. It's actually being bullied out quite heavily here by this Ember Spirit.
This time around, it's EHOME.K with the Arcana advantage. So you know how this game is gonna end.
Yeah.
Oh, Fate is pretending like he's an illusion. This is so well done. No, he literally. This is huge.
This is
he
a kill.
Pretended to be an illusion. He pretended to be an illusion. I'm 100% sure this was intended to be an illusion bait.
Yeah.
Oh, top lane DXM.
That's a simple fact of yeah, he is. Simple
You know
fact
how
of
often
having. Yeah, I mean, normally when you pick up the illusion like that early in the early game, you just just send the illusions to right click somebody, just be slightly annoying.
Yeah, and especially since Radiant had complete vision over that as well, so they knew that he picked up the illusion rune and sent one up to north, and then left two basically unmicroed at the rune spot for a while, and then he just randomly sent them into the mid lane.
Yeah.
Do you know how often I wanted to pretend to be an illusion? That's no, like this is one of these, I don't know, this is one of these moments where it's really cool that you play Dota. You think really smart, and it doesn't work out, but for him it worked out, so I'm happy for him.
It's like one of these triple mind game kind of things.
Oh, top
it's
lane.
Like it still ends up being a 50-50 chance of working out, but this Sanking
Legion
might be
keeps
punished
blocking
now
hook.
again. Yeah.
Oh no! He runs back into the Legion! No!
Yeah, it looks like they should be able to find him. There it is. Nice hook into some smelly things. Smelly death.
This is... I mean, this top lane, this top dual lane, SK Abaddon is not going as they wanted to, I think. I think they should be winning this, but instead they're sort of tying it in terms of both kills and farm. So I think they should try and play it more safe. I think they're playing way too aggressive. They constantly try to keep killing the Legion, when in fact I think it's
Find the Warlock here. Body blocks coming through from wrong as well to try and help out. Another Frostbite available in a second. Shadow Word's so far pretty effective, keeping Arrow alive, and they just lose the vision.
Fog of War. Oh, PA.
What a hero. Oh, been cut out by the crush. Sunstrike coming through, will connect. Shadow Word now used aggressively. And not gonna be enough damage on the zone, so they need a little bit more, but this time the Frostbite will be enough to make sure that SRF be far enough away. The Shrine has been used a little bit earlier too. I'm gonna sprint him down, another crush, but this time it's the Ember Spirit who says, hey, I'm here too. Dagger cancelling the clarity. Both teams just jockeying for position really, and trying to intimidate the other.
Yeah, but unfortunately for EHOME, they did waste a lot of time here on the PA and even on the Ember Spirit. So, in that regard, I guess it's a win for VP.G game potential, but finally the lane upstairs does get a kill. But again, I'm not even sure if it's worth it, because just because they get these kills, they have to fall back again. Yep. They invest so much mana and HP to get these kills.
They still have Shrine available though, so
yeah, I guess
it's alright. You know, on bottom, they're gonna try and go again. Oh, the crush! Ooh, nice dodge. The blink to the range creep.
That was cool.
Very crucial as well.
Interesting decision also for the PA to go for the bottle. Safe lane PA to go for bottle.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, with how the map changes, having 2 bottle carriers is not that bad, but on a safe laner, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what to think about it yet. Just have to see how it works out, but or how they want to play it, because that kind of hints towards him being like one alone or more left alone in this lane, and at the same time just roaming into the jungle to get these bounty rune bottle charges and whatnot. Mid lane, bit of a fight coming through, and they will find Emma. Once again, this Pudge Fade. Last time it was on a Monkey King, was doing so much work, and now on Pudge, 100% kill participation, 2-0-2. Not even 7 minutes into the game.
Yeah, great performance from him so far. And I love this, what EHOME is doing on this top lane now. They finally realize, hey, how about we stop hunting for these kills and instead just make sure that we get this tower as early as possible. Because the earlier they get this tower, the more they help these other lanes.
The bottom now, another dodge here with a blink strike, but now he's in a bit of compromising position on his PA. SRF doesn't guess correctly, TP through or TP out will bring him to safety. And yeah, he's just gonna have to walk back to lane.
I like the smoke coming out now from EHOME. They're looking for a kill together with their Maiden and the Sand King. I'm afraid though that it might be something that VP.G potential is expecting, just because they haven't seen the Crystal Maiden in a while, and they definitely know she's not bottom lane anywhere at all. So I think Invoker smartly already fell back to the jungle, and Legion Commander might be dead here.
Definitely looks like it. He is walking straight into the both of them. He is quite tanky at this point. He still has to press the attack, and he's getting some help from Fade. The hook comes through. Is he dying here to right click now? It's just a CM right click. That's not going to be enough. But Dark, he's definitely chasing it. But has some face boots. So does DXM. Maybe he can get killed with the explosion, and he does. TPing out. Pops the ultimate on a TP, and yeah, it's gonna be a 1-4 trade in the end. Sunstrike in mid just straight up kills CM. Okay.
Yeah, that was not a great trade then. They lose 2 heroes for 1 hero who was underformed already anyway. Sort of underformed. And they give a kill to the Invoker, which puts them at the Midas, yeah.
Yes, the Midas now.
Well, I guess he had the Midas before already, but still. That's not great for them. I guess it is space created for both PA and Ember, which is important at this stage.
It is, but how much are they going to do compared to an Invoker with a 9-minute Midas and 3 kills under his belt? Like, I feel like another can just start blowing up. He's still, on the flip side, I guess he still needs a little bit of extra farm and extra time. Because you want to hit that axe.
Actually, I take that back. 9-minute Midas is actually pretty damn impressive, considering he went both for Wand and the Raindrop before that.
Yep.
So that is still very much impressive. But yeah, you definitely bring up a good point. EHOME, they need to make sure that they trade more efficiently, and I don't know, they need to secure more farm, I think. Their lineup just doesn't do well with just 2 heroes or 3 heroes roaming around. Like, SKCM Abaddon, what kind of gank train is that? That's just getting nowhere, really. So I think they should just fall back and farm. I mean, look at the Abaddon. He even has the Hand of Midas recipe queued up, or he has it right now. So that just tells me that they kind of want to take it at least into the mid game. So just play it slower then.
Well, not a bottom lane here. They're gonna go for it, and it's a bunch of crits coming through.
That's fine. If they get away with it, that's fine.
Yeah, if they get away, but Fade has other plans. Well, TP's in with the hook on the TP. That makes it a good trade again. That's a level 4 Warlock for a level 9 Ember Spirit.
First of all, that was a smart TP from Fade. I don't think they saw it because it was in the tree line. Yep. So they didn't know that Pudge was already TPing. But generally speaking, you don't TP that aggressively in front of the tower. I think he should have played more safely, but... Yeah. Oh well. Hindsight 2020.
Exactly. Definitely paid for it, and probably not going to make the same mistake again.
But yeah, I definitely think that EHOME should just take it a little bit slower. They don't really have the tools or the ability to really play more aggressively than they already are. And it's fine. I mean, they're gonna fall back onto the Midas from the Abaddon. They need the what's it called, the Veil still. And once they have the Veil, I could see them play more aggressively.
So we leave a double stack here. They're just taken away from the Dire side too. Yeah, they, regardless of whether they're playing it fast or slower, they're definitely getting something off the map on pretty much all their heroes. If we look at net worth distribution compared to what VG Gaming potential has, the Radiant side is still sitting in a pretty good area.
Oh, for sure. I definitely think that Radiant aren't out of this game at all. Like, they're in a really good way. Look at the Sand King. He almost has his blink, in fact.
Yeah. Sand King with a blink, Abaddon sitting on Midas now, starting to accelerate a little bit more. Then the Ember Spirits going into that Veil almost has that completed.
I wonder how much VG Game potential is going to do once they have the blink on the Slaughter. Because in my head, I do think that Blink Crush, Sunstrike is a kill, but are they? Oh,
Fade
they're gonna go.
battling it up. There's a crush on the Baron here. Sunstrike comes through, will trigger that ultimate. Even with Warlock Golems, not enough damage to secure a kill just yet. The Fatal Ball is actually enough
Fatal
to finish
Balls.
off the Sand King.
Good
Damn.
spell.
It's only just as well on whatever critter died there. Put him over the edge.
Hey.
So 1-4 on Shade, but a lot of ultimates. Or the one big ultimate being committed there from VG Gaming potential.
Yeah, if you're EHOME, you're definitely happy with this exchange because they definitely invested so much more into this. Oh, bottom lane, they almost find the duel. Oh, they almost found the duel.
Could have been a good kill here with a Sunstrike. Definitely just waiting for a lot more of those to come out. Like dismember Sunstrikes on heroes that are not a Baron. Because you can still straight up kill him if you just do enough damage to like bring him from above the threshold to 0. Question is, does Sunstrike do enough of that? It's a threshold 400.
Oh,
Yeah,
he has max
just
Exort.
barely.
He has max Exort as well.
Sunstrike right now
not
does
max. He's like one off,
Yeah.
but still.
He does 430 damage with Sunstrike right now, and the threshold is 400. So if you time it extremely well, you can do it.
I'm not sure if that's how it works.
It does work like that, yeah.
Oh really?
It does.
Alright.
If you do enough burst damage, you can just bypass that auto trigger.
Certainly enough for the Ember Spirit.
Yep.
That's just if you look at the map, that's just being sloppy from EHOME. Like, how do you not have a defensive ward somewhere for the Ember Spirit? Like, they effectively gave up on their jungle for no reason. They think this one ward is enough to cover the jungle, even though it's in the enemy jungle or in the behind the enemy lines. It's not. They still have the tier 1 tower, and they gave up the jungle. 4 heroes of them were farming in the enemy jungle, while Ember Spirit was basically by himself down there, which is in itself is not that bad. You take away enemy resources, but I don't know. They just gave up on their own jungle for no reason. It's just a weird decision for me.
Well,
They still do. Look at,
the Blink Dagger on Slaughter now with the classic smoke, looking to try and reveal that perhaps. They start with a
that's gonna
hook
be a kill for sure.
onto the Phantom Assassin. Duel comes through with the Sunstrike, so it's securing that extra damage too.
Fade has been impressive in this game so far.
It's entire
He's been
series
involved
even.
in all 10 games. Yeah,
God,
obviously in both series, but yeah, involved in all 10 games. I think he's even set up at least half of them probably. So this has just been really impressive, and this is just the basic. This is just playing against Pudge 101 wards. They placed the ward after they got killed here. Like, that's just not how you play against Pudge.
Well, in this particular instance, to be fair, like he was also smoked up. He just got revealed, and then like you're in this weird situation where you have a clear line between the Pudge and the target, and then you're like, all right, what do I do? Do I try and dodge? But which way do I dodge? And then go for a straight line, and then sometimes that works out because the Pudge kind of tries to anticipate dodges when there are none. But it's like it just happens.
And in that sense, Pudge is a soft counter to Abaddon even, because he puts this distance between the target.
Oh, there it is. Blink Crush onto 2, but the Baron in front line is kind of a hard hero to bring down. There it is.
Wow.
They go for the Pudge hook. Ultimate comes through, so they have to wait that out. But they have another duel here to turn us around. Sunstrike, not well timed though, but still plenty of damage to secure the kill. Another Blink, another Crush onto Crystal Main, which is stuck around for way too long. That'll be a secondary kill. All of a sudden, 5 heroes are here to still have the Warlock Golem that they needed, so they will be able to turn this into an easy tower.
They have so much disable, and they needed that Sand King Blink Dagger a little bit earlier. He has it now, but if they had it earlier, that's a whole different scenario. But they cannot respond to a Pudge hook right now, the way it is, because they only have the Sand... Oh, bottom lane.
Ooh, Sunstrike barely dodged.
Oh, that's a nice Blink Dagger.
Oh, middle lane. Ready to go, perhaps, and that's a Phantom Assassin blinking in. There's still the Warlock Golem, so they have to be careful about committing into the...
He keeps faking it, because they hear the sound, they're like, oh shit, let's turn around. But still, I think VP.G Gaming Potential is just playing it really, really well. The Pudge the Pudge is just outplaying all of them. He just puts so much distance between whoever he hooks and the other teammates. Like they can't really follow it up just yet, because Ember doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet, and you don't want to invest the remnants to go in necessarily. Abaddon obviously is not going to pick up a Blink Dagger anytime soon, and SK only just got his Blink Dagger. So whoever Pudge finds, it's really difficult for his team to support him.
Yeah. He's even going for a lot of tank now. He has the Hood of Defiance completed instead of going for a Blink. Just waiting to see until he hits level 11 and gets the first Flash Heap. How much extra strength and health points he gets from all of this kill participation he's already been in. And another one to the tally, by the way, because it's an easy Blink Rush into Hook.
I like how SRF immediately goes back and just gives it to Pudge. To like, yeah, dude, you deserve this. This is all you. You've been involved in all of the 13 kills that we have. Just, you know, farm your Blink here.
All in on the Pudge, but even with that, like, his net worth isn't even all that high. In fact, it's very, very low.
It's actually pretty low, yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous if you really think about it, but yeah. Another sitting at the top, so I think you're still fine.
This is such a good smoke from VP.G game potential as well. I'm not sure if anybody is expecting this. Maybe they are, I guess. But it's also pretty unlucky for them.
PA farming the Ancients might have gotten caught out if they dipped their toes there, but they're just looking to secure the tower with it at the very least.
Yeah, I guess it's pretty obvious at this point. Nobody's pushing bottom, nobody's defending top.
Yeah.
Where could they be?
That's the biggest tell, this top lane. Plus the sword in the jungle now on this high ground. Giving that extra bit of intel. But
bottom
I don't know.
This Crystal Maiden is by herself again.
Ugh. TP's come through, you know what's gonna happen.
If he was smoked up, that would have worked, I think.
Yeah, he's dead. Blink Crush into Hook Sunstrike, okay. Fate says, nope, it's my kill. You're not Sunstriking that shit.
How dare the Invoker think he could get the kill. And legitimately, I think at this point it's worth more to give the Pudge the kill. So Invoker is ahead in farm anyway.
Yeah.
If we disregard the Abaddon, because he also has a Midas, Invoker is like 3k ahead technically.
Yep.
But I guess an Abaddon does have the Radiance now. He's transitioning into that really core carry build.
Invoker, he knows that there was a potential that they go on him, so he goes for the QQ walk. Dust was there, will be pushed off, so very smart play coming through from VGP. Not just kind of panic fighting and breaking the invis, just waiting for the dust to be pushed off to secure the survival. Now, EHOME.K starting to set up shop here, but it's actually EHOME.Keen who do the first aggressive movement. He kind of taking the P out of the fight. Warlock will still end up falling with the wraparound.
It's disgusting how much damage Abaddon deals.
Yeah. Oh god, what? Fade, of course, again. What?
What? He found that.
Well, I don't even know, dude.
No. I think PA was walking towards him anyway because he wanted to shrine instead of walking back to base. Either way, Fade is a monster.
Such a baller, this game.
I know I sound like a broken record at this time, but he's been involved in all kills.
Yeah. That almost changed because PA dropped very, very low and just barely survived. But of course the Dota God said, hey, you've had 100% kill participation and you will end this game with 100% kill participation, so I have to make sure the PA survives so you can just walk in for the kill a little bit later. Alright, now, smoke up again. Another with a fresh blink of his own.
Wrong just farmed a stack with his ultimate. I don't judge, but...
I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest.
Honestly, that stack would have been so much better just for Ember Spirit. I'm not sure why they just gave it to the Crystal Maiden or why the Crystal Maiden took it. I guess at some point even a support needs farm, and it does give him the drums. But
I mean, I don't think drums is that valuable, to be honest. It's a nice item to have for sure, but I don't think it's that game breaking.
Nah, I definitely agree. I don't even think drums is that good in this meta. Yeah. Whatever.
Well, it stands right now, Roshan's gonna be the target up top. DXM starting to drop low, still actually burning from the Radiance. Another nuke from Dark will finish him off, and hey, it's all just space created. for another to pick up that nice little gem or whatever it is, and even find another hero. Tornado EMP taking down the Phantom Assassin, follow-up control, rock being dropped finally here in this game. And Emma Spirit just trying to find an angle in this fight, but looks like EHOME.K is able to turn us around here on the back of the Abaddon, just burning through everybody. VGP now the ones on a bit of a back foot. Invoker will come back, but control from the Crystal Maiden. Meatball will fall. QQ walk to just keep him safe. Looks like they don't have any more detections, so it's actually VG potential. Would take a spell after initiating that fight. How did that even happen?
Huge misplay from the Abaddon. He focused on the Pudge instead of going for the Invoker. That should have been another kill on the Evoker. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Rock was just very premature because they're like, oh yeah, let's just top lane.
Oh, there it is. Crystal ultimate again. Duel not gonna be won. In fact, the exam will be taking the spill first with all the spells being used by the Bird.
That was a bit lucky. I believe there were a few creeps that tanked the Sunstrike. Either way, Sunstrike does deal, of course. Anyway, the fight I think was just a bit too hectic from VP.G and Potential. They tried to burst down the Ember Spirit and the PA as fast as possible. They invested a bit too much in the PA by herself because the PA was pretty. I mean, she was gone really quickly, right? But they didn't get the Ember Spirit, so they, I think, wasted the Warlock ulti, and then they just didn't have an answer for the Abaddon. He just has so much damage as well. Like, he burned all of them because he was in the middle of everybody, and they just ignored him, which is usually... I mean, it's fine. You kind of have to ignore them. You can burst them, right? Yep. But you gotta expect that damage then.
Well, this is actually an argument for why I would like to see Fade going for Pipe instead of the Yules that he's queued up right now. Because that would solve this issue, wouldn't it? Either that or a bunch of BKBs start to be plopped down. But
actually, I think Yules might be better, just because it gives them more pickoff potential, and even in the team fight, if you just Yules him, it's like kiting him around. You basically treat him like, you know, the lone druid bear, or any other hero that you need to kite around. Just make sure that, like, buy 4 staffs, buy Yules, just make sure that he's not part of the team fight and you kill everybody else around him.
Yeah. It does make some sense. I mean, if you use him, if you disable him in any way, you stop the Q spam, you stop the function field spam, and what is that hook? Didn't even see that. Holy hell.
And he's not done yet. 2 seconds.
The XM making an appearance. He has a blinked out zone, can just go for blink no duel though. Just use a moment ago, but trying to set up for something, but the rest of EHOME.K is just falling information. They find it Abaddon very, very low, post ultimate now. Be controlled up by Tornado. Ultimate will end in a moment. Hook comes through. No. Need a little bit of follow-up damage here, but then it Dismember being cancelled. Sunstrike miss. Rock being dropped. But now the CM ultimate actually zoning off. SRF Ion another from the other side until they can turn it around on him. Very least just buying enough time for the rest of his team to survive. So in that sense, space created.
That was a bit of an awkward engagement from VP.G and Potential. I think they could have almost killed the Abaddon, but I want to say that Pudge maybe underestimated the duration of the ultimate, because he triggered the ultimate, got 10-8'd up, and then he immediately hooked him afterwards. And he just basically gifted him 400 HP because of that hook, pure damage.
I don't think it would have mattered too much anyway, because he got a decent amount of health back anyway from the tornado damage. Yeah, and then the Sanking was right there to cancel this member. I don't think they get the kill unless Sanking just doesn't interrupt that anyway.
Yeah, you're probably right. Either way, Abaddon is scary. He almost has his Octarine as well. This is why Chinese teams ban it, by the way. This is why NA teams ban it as well. Abaddon is just scary. Abaddon has been... He practically has been buffed for, like, ever. He's been neglected forever in the pro scene as well. But in pubs, he's always had, like, a 56, 57% win rate. And for good reason. And I think teams have finally found a way to integrate his success in pubs to pros, and this is the product. This is the disgusting child of pro and pub games.
Yeah, we definitely see that effect, and he also has to in this game, because if you look at the Phantom Assassin, who is technically the carry, like you look at this draft and you see, alright, PA carry for sure, but the Netwolves just speaks a different story right now, and there's a bit of a different team fight here. They take down Crystal Maiden first for an easy kill. Not even dead just yet, he will fall to to root, and yeah, PA can't even stay next to the Pudge. And yeah, it's just gonna be able to TP out. Epicenter coming through though! Double kill out of the blue for Sand King.
That was a huge epicenter burst strike. That was
Yeah.
ridiculous. It actually felt like VP.G and Potential felt so ahead in this engagement because of they couldn't kill the Pudge, so they felt really superior. But when the Pudge made the call, guys, let's go out. I think that was the moment that VP.G Potential sort of lost their coordination. Otherwise, I don't think you get hit. I mean, I guess Sand King was also just really well played from the Sand King. So
Yeah.
props to him.
Top lane Invoker just dealing with the mana. That's all you can really do up against your Baron. It's actually quite effective though, isn't it? Like if you land Tornado EMP,
Oh,
away his mana, you take away a large part of what this hero offers in a team fight. Especially with that Octarine core finish now. You have a 3.8 second cooldown on Euphoric Shield, GG. 2.8 seconds on a Miscoil. What do you even do? Does he also have a cooldown reduction talent? Yeah, 50% on level 20.
Oh, of course he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
This is gonna be interesting for sure. How this game is gonna play out, because if you just look at the graphs, Radiant are ahead. I think if you look at the map, if you look at the what's it called the map control, I think you definitely say VP.G and Potential is ahead. And generally, it still does feel like they're ahead, but just in terms of farm, the Radiant are just so superior because they're always spread. I mean, sure they get caught out and killed, but they're always spread.
Yeah. Top lane, Slaughter being bursted down. Perhaps he's still alive. He can go for a crush now. Phantom Assassin. Not in trouble though with the extra teleports coming through, just making VG Gaming think twice about going back into that.
And that kill alone already secures the tower.
Yeah.
Not that you really want to contest an Abaddon right now anyway.
They do have to deal something now on Pearl to try and help kite them. They definitely need the Invoker though. Tornado EMP.
What items do you even buy against them?
I don't know.
I mean, again, Force Staff, I guess, is nice, and Yules as well, but it's also not the ultimate solution. Like, it's not a good solution. I think.
Yeah.
It's like a solution, but it's not a good solution.
I think what they need to do instead is what another is attempting now. He's blue pushing, trying to just take control of the pace of the game, to get some extra vision out, to make this safe, and then just try and take fights and pickoffs without the Abaddon close by. Doesn't have boots of travel yet, so he can't jump across the map all that easily. I think this is the way that they need to play playing, because like I think it's exemplified in this Legion Commander. DXM is sitting at 34 dual damage on a team with an Invoker.
That is, yeah, you're right. That is really a good way to look at this.
It is. They will find one more, but once again, Legion Commander isn't even there. They keep doing, they keep doing this combo with Fade, which is great. I mean, we've lauded his skill participation, but if you have a choice, you want to have that with the Legion instead, because he's actually scaling much better. Sure, Pudge is also scaling technically with like the Flesh Heap, but it's like a marginal advantage compared to the extra damage that you start stacking up with Legion dual wins.
It really makes me wonder if they mainly picked the Legion because of the lane. I think for the laning stage, Legion was one of the better picks they could have had, because she was gonna survive, or she was gonna trade well against the lane, and she can always fall back into the jungle. But like you said, I definitely think the way they're playing right now doesn't fit a Legion game whatsoever. Like, they need to find these dual wins. Again,
yeah, it's not even the way that they're playing doesn't fit it. I mean, just the choice that they make in terms of what heroes they commit. I mean, they're doing these kind of pick-off plays that the Legion Commander would also be looking for, but they're doing it with a Pudge, and the Legion is off split farming somewhere.
Yeah, she's playing like a carry. She's playing like a carry, and which is great in itself. But just because she is Legion, it's bad, because for sure, all of these 22 kills, that should have been at least 5 dual wins.
He also has to pick off items. He has Blink and Shadowblade.
Yeah.
So it's just this huge dissonance between what they should be doing, what they are doing with other heroes, what the Legion Commander's item build is, and where DXM is when these pickoffs are actually happening. I don't know. I don't know, dude.
It's definitely weird because if you just follow his movement, it also never really looks like he's actively looking for a kill. Like,
Yeah.
he's just farming, which is just like a typical carry play in that
Yeah.
sense.
Well, we'll see whether it works out for them. I mean, the one saving grace is that they still have that Invoker, which is hands down one of the best late game heroes in the game. And he has his Lincoln Sphere for some defensive potential. Axe, of course, going for a long time. And he's going for an Octarine Core Zone to help that up even more. And he's close to level 25. So we can go into this big discussion of the, hey, what's actually better, Deafening Blast or Tornado?
He needs to channel his inner whoever you think is the best Invoker player in the world. Miracle, maybe, Weeha, whatever. But he needs to channel that guy.
Yeah.
EHOME.K. I will say that EHOME.K's cores have been a bit silent. You know, aside from the Abaddon, I mean, we haven't PA or Ember Spirit. I guess Ember Spirit has been pretty much involved in these fights and has done really.
Oh god, the fight comes through here. Striff with the best setup that you can imagine. Tornado P coming through. Dual win now as well. 2-for-1 trade so far. But the rest, also not long for the world. Aegis will fall, but he should die a second time. Meanwhile, Wrong up on the top here, just being kept busy by Fate, but he did provide the blink target. But it doesn't really matter, there's plenty of blinks on side of VGP to catch up with that. And now all of a sudden, it's only Ember Spirit who put himself on the high ground. They don't know. They don't realize. They do now as Fate goes to the own high ground. He can't get off of here. They still should be able to pick up this kill. Oh my god. Oh. That would have been the ultimate BM, wouldn't it?
That blink crush was insane. Oh. Then the blink hook, making sure they could immediately isolate a target. The follow-up was, I don't know, that was one of the most beautiful team fights I've seen lately.
There was like everything hitting for VGP. Everything.
I think
for once in this game.
The only thing that didn't go their way was the fact that PA did pick up the Aegis still. Yeah. They even got the Roshan kill with the Meteor.
Yeah. See, he snatched it. So some extra money for the viewers, some extra drops, I suppose. Get drops going, but yeah, I mean, that was amazing. Blink Crush on 4 heroes, the hook out on 1, instant burst down. Tornado EMP, just control the fight and make sure that EHOME.K has no way of fighting, and yeah. And now, with that, look at the gold graph. You mentioned it before, and this right now is the biggest lead that any of these teams have had. This is how close this game has been so far. But this one fight just put a huge breach in that.
For sure, and this is huge. I mean, look at the items that are coming out now for VG game potential. Slada is about to have a BKB, which is really huge. The Legion Commander is also working on a BKB. Another, basically, can go for any item that he wants. He could go for a Hex, but apparently he's gonna go for a Shiva's Guard.
Yep. I don't hate Shivas this game.
Nah, I think it's good. It adds to the team fight, and the attack speed slow for Abaddon is pretty crucial actually. Oh, if Abaddon dies here, that could be huge. But it's Abaddon. It's not
good
like
joke, mate. Good joke. Yeah.
It's not like it can burst him down.
A lot of things have to go right for Abaddon to die like this. In fact, he's continuing to chase. Blink out from Fate, he made possible by the pipe, actually. Otherwise, it would have been the Radiance burn tick would have prevented that blink. So well played on that one. Now it's the entirety of EHOME.K up top, which gives some space for another to snag up a tower. So this game definitely far from over. Rest of what's been placed down on the back of the smoke.
By the way, I'm not sure if we talked about this, but Silver Edge versus... Oh.
That's a dead Warlock, I'm pretty sure. Sunstrike comes through. Not even hitting on the right heroes.
But yeah, I'm not sure if we talked about this. Silver Edge versus Abaddon is actually pretty strong, because if you do hit it, it prevents the ultimate from triggering when he's below.
It does?
400. Yeah.
Wow, didn't even know that. But it's like maybe coded as like a passive sub ability that then gets broken.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So that is pretty strong against him. in that regard, I guess we could go back and see look at DXM's item build and don't see the Shadow Blade or the Silver Edge as a pick-off item, but instead of an item to counter the Abaddon.
Yeah. Well, still, if you have it, you might as well
know.
use it for pickoffs.
I know.
You still need a commander.
Um,
It's like
think,
an extra nuance that still doesn't really take away from the arguments that we made, I think.
I
But hey.
actually think that the Silver Edge effect even came into effect in the Roshan fight.
Yeah,
I don't quite recall, but I think that's the reason why. I don't think I saw the Abaddon ultimate trigger at all.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of stuff happened in a very short amount of time, so I certainly didn't catch everything. Yeah. Anyway, with everything that happened, DG Commander's still up to a respectable 66 extra damage.
I'm surprised that Abaddon wouldn't go for the Aghanims build in this game. I think Abaddon Aghanims could be so strong here because there's so much AoE damage. I don't know. But I guess I mean, I can't fault him because the items he went for the Abaddon.
No. EMP, follow-up crush actually missing, so misjudging that a little bit. Pops his ult early.
Yeah, that was a good
of more damage to come through, but now it's being hooked up. Lincoln's on top of him to try and protect him, but now he's out of mana. Needs some extra help from his team, but now the rock's being dropped down, and VG setting up for the kill. The duel comes through, and that's the big hero going down. Wrong, trying to go for the ultimate. Cancelled by another tornado. Zishi trying to carry here, will bring down one. But one cost him Epicenter burst right though, doing so much damage. Fate and another go down as a result. Took them a buyback as well. But ultimately they turned it into 3 for 2 trade.
The hilarious thing is Abaddon didn't even need to buy back.
Yeah,
they actually would have. They would have won this fight without him.
Yeah.
But smart play from the Abaddon earlier though. When if the Legion hits him with a break, he might as well just initiate. He might as well use the ultimate. Otherwise, he won't have it. But also good play from VP.G game potential in that moment to immediately withdraw for a second once they saw the ultimate activated and then kill him by himself. But yeah, I don't know. The team fight from EHOME is also not to be underestimated. I think VP.G game potential obviously have the obvious team fight spells, with the tornado or whatever in the Warlock ultimate, but these epicenters and in the Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah. It's really crazy to me how much damage that Epicenter is actually doing, but of course with the Veil and Ember plus his own magic damage coming through, it's like it is not to be underestimated despite the pipe online on Fade. But now it's actually EHOME looking on the blink, but the hook back on Fade, bit of miscommunication here, and it might cost them. They're still looking for more kills. Tornado comes through to control of Dark. The duel finally comes through, and but after damage they do, yes. 122 seconds down the drain. Tornado, is that actually enough damage to snipe him off with the Sunstrike? It will be. So this is EHOME biting off a bit more than they can chew. Losing 3 heroes, and one of them will not be coming back anytime soon. So this could be an opportunity, especially if they can get this Ember Spirit to Tornado. They do have that run that's on the high ground. Fade just waiting for him. SRF also with a follow-up Link Crush, so that's another hero, and he doesn't have buyback either.
90 seconds without Ember or Abaddon, that could be game.
This could be game indeed.
At least Rex.
PA is still there, but PA hasn't been the real carry this entire game. There's only so much that you can do. Maybe you can blow up a support, but there's no way you survive it, even with BKB.
They got so overzealous in the mid lane, and they even went. So any damage that they did was pretty much negated at this point.
Oh, the hook lands!
No.
They have the control, and now duel comes through.
Triple burst.
And they'll win it.
This Sand King has been playing out of his mind, by the way.
Yeah. This is gonna be enough, though. I don't think so. They will lose Rax, and yeah, they recognize it too. There's no way they defend this. So they're just letting it go, and they might have to do the same thing with the second one, but they keep bleeding heroes like this with Fate's hooks coming through time and time again. A bit of follow-up now from another. Finally decides to blink in. Tornado MP, bring down CM. Also take out tanking, that hook almost lands too. Meanwhile in the back, DXM just doing the objective-based gaming. Claims second set of racks. They can't go for the Megas since it's still tier 2 top. But this is like the only the only silver lining here for EHOME.K. And they're not even done killing yet. Another duel on a Phantom Assassin, and there it is, 91 seconds on the sidelines. VGP just started to have fun. Oh
This
man.
is this turned around pretty quickly. Look at the graph.
I don't want. Oh god.
It was, you know, it was about to go back to even. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, come on, we're pulling it back. Oh,
Let's do this, guys. We want a team fight. Let's take tower. Let's take
and
racks. They can't do
this
anything, and then oh, never mind. They can.
and Roshan is even up. Like, this is so
Ugh.
unfortunate for eHome. VC game potential could take 2 racks and immediately transition into Roche. Can push tier 2 top and go for threaten megas. They don't even need to threaten megas. Even if they just find a kill on Ember or Abaddon, it's over.
Well, Ember at least.
Maybe not Ember. He might have buyback.
Yeah, he. Wait a second.
He has
where's
buyback
my-
now. He has buyback now.
That is. Ember's buyback. No one else though on the side of eHome right now. Yeah, it's...
Oh, Abaddon has 2 sets of boots.
What?
Yeah, he has 2 sets of boots. He has
Oh,
both
it
face
does,
boots
yeah.
and boots of travel, which isn't too bad. It's not wasting
Yeah,
his
might as
slot.
well. Might as well. Still get that extra movement speed when you from the active. Still, and if you don't need the slot for anything else, might as well keep it in.
And like Twitch said, I mean, he has a horse, so he technically needs 2 sets of boots, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the hook!
Doesn't like 3 sets of boots because like horse with 4 legs
I mean,
and then his own 2 legs.
You don't need boots when you're sitting in a horse.
Hey, definitely you need riding boots, dude.
I guess.
You don't want to be barefoot on a horse. It's like
it's a special
training
horse.
so much.
It's a special horse. Yeah, I definitely take the tornado cooldown anytime. Look at how many tornadoes he's spamming out.
Yeah.
He has it again.
I'm with you
9
there.
seconds.
I'm with you.
9 seconds.
I know a couple of people who think otherwise, but I'm definitely with you. Just tornado minus 18 seconds plus the Octarine call bringing down even further. It's just so much control.
And
As opposed to the AoE Deafening Blast, which is also good control, but only once in a team fight, really.
Most Invoker drafts, most lineups with Invoker also have some sort of way to threaten a hero that got caught out by tornadoes. So if he just hits 1 tornado, they could follow it up with a hook, with a Blink Crush, Blink Duel.
He got me through now, another though very safely on his own high ground. Yeah. Don't even have to rush, they're so far ahead, so they could probably just go for it right now. But they're playing it safe.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. I totally understand them. They don't want to. They don't want to pull in. They don't want to pull in EHOME.Keen.
Are we at that point already?
I legitimately think they're just.
Oh, that is Blink Crush. Popping in ultimate early here with a break at being applied. DXM with his BKB. He was actually still dropping quite low to a bunch of physical damage, but the epicenter was. Did Blink get cancelled? Oh no.
Yeah, I think his Blink got cancelled. I'm pretty sure his Blink got cancelled. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was the Shiva's guard.
Didn't he? Could have has force stuff too. He could have force stuffed out at least.
Yeah, he could have forced stuff out.
I don't know. Oh, that's on cooldown now.
I think he realized by the time that Blink got.
Oh, the force stuff to dodge that burst strike. Hook back to safety. So another goes in. EMP will take PA out of the fight essentially. That duel will not be won, but at the very least it keeps the baton there. And his ultimate has already been used now. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Pudge on the other side just trying to go for some extra control, but the damage isn't really there actually for VGP right now. They just leave Pudge to die.
They have to retreat here.
What happened there? I think they focused too much of their damage output with the duel on your baton.
Yeah, for sure. And then they didn't really. The Pudge went in, but they didn't really have a good follow up. Tornado missed, and that's. I mean, yeah, it's 9 seconds, but in those 9 seconds, he doesn't really have too many other spells.
Yep.
I mean, he does have a lot of other spells, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't, just wasn't enough.
What spells they had, they used on baton, but they didn't play around the ultimate that time.
And the Pudge was just in way too far. So I think it's good for VG game potential to back out here. They don't need to push these things too much.
Still have an option, or still have a chance at another timing window with the Aegis once Pudge comes back up. Yeah, they still have 2 sets of racks, so they have a big cushion to sit on.